Aloha everyone. Welcome to Progressive Outcomes. Today I thought I would walk you through the steps that I just recently took to get my permit to acquire a firearm. Okay, my instance is this for a long gun. All right, so here is our main website that we need to go to, which is honolulupd.org. Really sweet and simple, which is great. They need to let you know that you must, all caps, apply in person. So, yep, you got to get your butt down to the main station at 801 South Beretania Street. Here is a picture of where our main station is here at Honolulu. So it might be slightly different for different locales, of course. Here, even in the state of Hawaii, if you're on a different island, different county, obviously a different location, you'd have to get your butt down there and get this taken care of. All right, so I wanted to make a small kind caveat here. Woo! All right, so now to this one section, and I'm sorry, it makes me laugh every time I read it because it's just we have what you call some kahi hours. They're kind of all over the place. So as a kind of reminder, if anybody is watching this video and you're like, yeah, I got to get me one of these permits to acquire a firearm, and you're here on the island of Oahu in the city and county of Honolulu, well, it's good to know what hours of operation they have. Okay, so this is city and county, and so Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, it's 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And on Wednesdays, it's a longer day, 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., which is awesome. So please remember, Wednesdays are a good day to go down there. So you'll be going to the Records and Identification Division, Firearms section. Excuse me. You can call. Also, side note, as parking goes, you need to be in meter parking. Okay, so there's a parking area. We have this great video to show y'all, which I will show a little bit later in this video, that shows how to get there and where the parking is located. So sometimes parking can be a bit of a pain in the okole, as we say here in Hawaii, but sometimes it's not too bad. So we did a sweep about for the public section in their parking garage. Couldn't find anything, but then ended up finding meter parking right across the street. So as we say, no worries, beef curries. Okay, so those are two important things to know: is when you can actually go down to the main station, and number two, where you need to park. Okay. All right. Please excuse me as I kind of go all over the place here, but we are going to apply for a permit. Now, I do love the fact that they highlight a few things here. All right. You must apply in person at the HPD Firearms Unit, Main Police Station at 801 South Beretania Street. And yes, as a caveat here in our state, you must be 21 years or older to purchase a firearm. Under this point and purpose, we are getting a permit to obtain a firearm. So there, that is. Okay. Yes, to speed up the process, definitely print down these forms. There's 4 of them. Okay. And now, please learn a lesson from yours truly. So my husband, as proactive as he is, printed out the forms, and he was filling his out. I was filling my out at the same time. I guess he didn't notice that I was filling my paper out with a blue pen. And notice here where it says black ink. Okay, learn from my mistakes here, people. Do not fill it out with anything other than black ink, because they will make you fill out a whole new form. Oh yes, I said a whole new form. So remember that. Single-sided, black ink. I'm just trying to make your life easier, people. All right. So you need a photo ID, of course. And we've got these 4 forms that you will have to fill out. I'm kind of the proactive person, so I like to click on these bad boys. Okay, so this one's kind of a pain in the okole, as you cannot just go ahead and try and fill anything out. It is not a clickable form. I do not know why that is. This is a 1-pager yellow form authorization for use or disclosure of protected health information, or PHI. So unfortunately, you'll have to print this bad boy out and, as we say in Hawaii, hand jam it. So fill it out with your handwriting. Again, it's just a 1-page document, so no big deal. Okay. Second form is the medical information waiver. Yes, you will need the information for your doctor. Okay. So I had to look mine up because I don't know off the top of my head the address of my doctor and all that good jive. So it's this half page, so no worries, it's not that painful, I promise, but you got to look up your information for your main PCP. All right, form number 3. This is the behemoth of all the forms, the firearms application / questionnaire. Okay, so like me, we went with the long gun permit to acquire. Look at this. This sucker is fillable, which is lovely. You can type your name and all that good jive in there. I think that this is pretty self-explanatory, so it will not bore you with showing you all the pages. We will have the links in the description below so you can take a look at it. It's pretty self-explanatory here, okay? You're just going to be initialing by yes or no and fill out as appropriate. Once again, this is a 12-page document. Please make sure if you print it, it's one-sided and you fill it out with black ink. Okay. All right, last one is our HIPAA authorization to release protected health information waiver. Okay, it's not that complicated. It is fillable, which is nice. I am a big fan of being proactive here. You fill in your name, okay, sign and date. All right. Okay. Oh, you have your date of birth on there as well. Okay, again, fill this out in black ink. Save yourself the time. It's only a 1-page document. Okay. All right, so that takes care of the 4 separate forms that we need to fill out. Like I said, we will have this website attached, the link attached for HPD or the Honolulu Police Department firearms permit, and this will have all the clickable links. Okay, a couple things you need to know. Yes, just like me, you will get a background check. Okay, there's a bunch of information here. You can read it. I'm not going to bore you with it, but it is a $42 one-time fee. Now, if memory serves correct, this is good for 1 year, this permit, and every time that you renew that permit, they're not going to charge you $42 every time you get a new 1-year permit. Okay, they charge you a little bit extra if you're going to use your debit or credit card, $43.26 with the service fee. Again, we are in May of 2026. Okay, they're going to do a background check. You can read that bad boy if you really want to. So you will be having a photo taken of you and fingerprints. So here at HPD, the fingerprints are done digitally. So for some people, such as myself, that sometimes causes more problems than good. But some people like the old ink style, but they do it digitally. And I think they have the capability of doing the old school ink. But you'll have to ask that. Not 100% sure. Now, the bane of my existence is this next section, where it talks about the fact that you need an original hunter's education card. Notice the name card. So this is the second thing that I learned the hard way. So I'll throw in a picture of my certification from the Hunter Safety Education course here in the state of Hawaii, which I took in 2009. I remember because I have the certificate, which I was able to find very easily, but not the card that is attached to it. So again, notice it says original Hunter's Education card. So I went down with a copy and original of my certificate, which is basically the second half of that document. And they said, nope, we need the card. So I had to go to the Department of Land and Natural Resources, or known as DLNR here in the state of Hawaii, fill out a form, send $5. I sent a copy of my certificate that I had, so they had proof. And I think there was some other document that I had to send as well. But it was pretty quick turnaround time to get a new copy of that Hunter Safety Education card from the DNR. It took about 5 business days, so that's not bad. But just remember, you need the card. They're like, great for the certificate, but we need the card. Okay, and then the last step here is original documentation of proof of U.S. citizenship or U.S. national status if born outside of the United States. That's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, I won't bore you with any more of that. Now, here in Honolulu County, there is a 14-day waiting period. Now, I'm not sure why exactly that is, but it is what it is. Okay, so after 14 days, you have 26 calendar days to pick up your permit. Okay, so I haven't done it yet, so maybe I'll add something to the end of this video so that you can see, woohoo, maybe a picture of me with my long gun permit here in May of 2026. again, it's important to note that when you go down to the main station here on Veritania Street, they make it really stupid simple here, guys. Okay, so there is the date that you went in and filled out your paperwork, and then they put a date that's 14 days from that date, and dry erase board kind of thing. So you take a picture of it, and that's when you starts the clock on your 26 days to pick up your permit. Now, here's the kicker: if you forget to pick up your permit and you don't do it within the 26 days, guess what? You will have to reapply now and go through another 14-day waiting period. Now, I'm not sure, and it doesn't reference here, whether you have to pay another $42. Probably not. I'm taking a gander here now. I'm saying probably not, because they've already done your background check, right? Which is what they're charging you this $42 for. So my guess is that you have to just reapply, go through the whole paperwork. What is that? 12, 13, 14, 15 pages of paperwork, and the time to go do it. But I do not think that you would be charged a fee again. And that plus the fact that they say this is a one-time fee. So if you've already done it already, they're doing the background check, it's already done, but you just missed the deadline to pick up your permit. But it's a lot of hubbub that you don't need to, nor do you have to go through. So put that bad boy on your calendar, okay? All right, let's see if there's anything else that we need to talk about here. Again, here's the kind of funky hours that they have. So just remember 8 to 4, except on Wednesdays. Wednesdays 8 to 6:30. So, and if you're like a lot of people here in Hawaii, you got a good job. It keeps you at work till kind of on the later side. Wednesdays is the day to go pick up your firearm permit or to fill out the paperwork and do the photo and the fingerprinting and all that. So Wednesdays are a good day to go down to this section of HPD. All right, parking the meter stalls, that's pretty self-explanatory. I will say that there was a lady who was regularly checking the metered areas. So please put in your quarters if you need to, okay? All right, so those are the steps, the information pretty much that anyone will need to apply for a permit to acquire a firearm. So this is, technically this is step 2 in a multi-step process here in our state in the city and county of Honolulu. So one is you got to get your hunter safety education course. Like I said, I took that back in 2009. Then you have to, apply for the permit to obtain the weapon. Then you have to register the weapon. It's a thing. Okay, so it is what it is in the beautiful islands. This is the process of getting your permit to acquire a firearm here in Honolulu County. All right, I hope that was helpful for everybody, and thank you for sticking around and watching this video. Have a great day.